Yo, for real.
Sure.
Trying to remember this food became 7 month love songs. So based off of the love languages that Chapman had put together back in '92. So following up with that now, and we figure we go through, um, describe them, and then talk about how they relate to each of to us within our marriage, and then you can see how it relates to you.
Yes, and then make sure you tap into these as well and how you can incorporate this into your marriage.
That's right. So let's jump right in.
Go for it.
Number one, activity. So people with the activity love style feel special and valued when their partner takes an interest in their hobbies and interests and makes an effort to enjoy activities together. The motivation here is togetherness, but it's about more than just spending quality time with a partner. Rather, the activity love style involves expressing genuine interest in their work, hobbies, and life outside of the relationship.
Man, how does that resonate with us so deep, right?
I mean, that's us.
That is us. Like, Jason runs a charter school, and, I know he loves the fact when I come out and, just, you know, sit in with the students and see his world and participate in the activities. I love that I can come down and help out and, just make it so he know that I'm here. I'm a part of this activity as well. Even though I don't work there, it's like they know who I am.
Exactly. And then, you think about it, even from the beginning of our relationship when, you're in your sorority and
Mhm.
getting connected and being at everything. And
Yeah, everybody knew Jason. Jason.
I was a part of the male network of the sorority before it even existed. As
Exactly.
far as
That's
sorority,
true.
they were like, you should create one of these because I was always there helping out, with a couple other husbands or boyfriends or whatever, and I was one of the main ones. You can count on me being there.
Yes.
Still till this day, it's the same way.
And I think that's one of the most important parts of, being in the situation, being a part of an activity that your spouse or significant other is overseeing or in charge of.
Mm-hmm.
And just to show that, we're together. Like, I know one time he wanted me to attend the event, and I'm just gonna be honest, I was just like not in the mood. I was having a bad time. I was tired, I was thinking about my mom, and I wasn't there. And I know I knew deep down that he really wanted me there. And I didn't feel bad about it. And I'm glad that he came and expressed, I expect you to be there, because that's what we do. We come out and support each other. And I think by me missing that, kind of made him feel some kind of way. And I understood. But you know what? I know now that when we do these activities together, it continues to bring us full circle in our whole marriage. When I say full circle, that we're there, we're supporting each other. We are out in the community like he's out there. Now, do I want to be out there cleaning streets? Not really, but it's being
Well,
there.
she been there.
But it's being there for him to show. Look, my wife is here, so we're in this. We're in the trenches together.
And you think about even people's hobbies, like if you come to games with me, I mean, even in the beginning of our relationship, when I said, come watch me play softball.
Yes.
Because that was one of my hobbies, and then when we've gone to some of the other sporting events now, I can honestly say that I have spoiled her because most of the sporting events that she's been invited to with me, they've all been connected to like some organization having a box.
Box seats.
So and the one time that we went to a outing without box seats, she definitely did not enjoy that one at all. Because it was like I just gave you, caviar and lobster and filet mignon.
And then you gave me
And now we're like, yeah, we about to have McDonald's. Yeah, so it just didn't work out that way. But I get it, but she came and she supports and she'll come out and do it, because you know what, I do like sports, and she's not a big sports person, but she will support.
But I also like the fact that at my previous job, I was the events person. So I put together all the events for the whole building. And I said, hey babe, I'm doing a night at the Orioles game.
Mhm.
Would you come out? And he came. I know it because it was sports for real. That's why he really came out. But he came out, met my coworkers,
I mean, we had a good
and it was a
time. It
good
made it fun,
activity.
and
We did. We had
had
a
a
good
good time.
time, even though we were in the nosebleed seats. I was terrified I was going to tumble all the way down onto the field, but we won't talk about that. But I think it's just the fact that we spend quality time with each other. I support his activities. He supports my activities. I think that's important. Again, it makes us a well-rounded couple because we're there supporting what each other does.
There you go.
And so the next one I want to talk about is appreciation. People with the appreciation love style feel special and valued when their partner gives them praise and compliment. Words are more important than deeds for this type, but it is not just about pretty words. People who prefer this love style want to feel that their partner is paying attention to their personal qualities and the little triumphs of their lives and is grateful and appreciative of them. Let me say this. My husband, when I tell you he impressed me, he went after this job that required that you have like a master's degree, so much experience, this, that, and it was an assistant, associate executive director position. And I was like, yo, you don't have that. Why are you going for this job? Let me tell you how impressed I was. Not only did he go out for it, he did a phenomenal interview because I was sitting in the car when he was doing it. Well, the second one I guess, but he got the job. And when I tell you, I had so much respect for him. I was like, yo, I look at him today and it's like, I am so proud of my husband because he is doing over here doing his thing. Yes, my husband's an executive director. He runs a school, like, yeah, CEO. Yeah, and I tell him this. I look at him like, do you know how proud I am of you? Like, I really am because, I know that he has been knocked down many times. People have come for him. But this man got a spring in his back because he keeps coming back. And I think, just letting him know that I am genuinely 100% proud of him.
I appreciate you.
Yes. Oh, listen to you. He does.
I do. And I think appreciation is key. Sharing your appreciation for your partner is key. And then again, some people take it in different ways, but it's important that they're like, hey, I love this. I love you. I love what you do. I love all you do. I'm my wife's biggest cheerleader.
He is.
Anytime she is about to do something or she is doing something, of the positions that she has held in the organizations, she's gonna run for a position, and I'm always there supporting her. She's like, you know what? I'm thinking about running for this. Don't think about it. Let's do it. What do you need? I'm on Canva. I'm creating this for you. Like, and the minute she puts out something, I am sharing it everywhere on social media. I'm putting it out there because you know what? Look, I want her to know that I'm here, and I'm gonna be here. And when she has an activity or an event, and she needs her arm candy, I'm there.
Oh, I appreciate you.
I gotta be.
He's some good arm candy.
I gotta be that arm candy. So that's important. Like you gotta show up for your partner, and that's where that appreciation comes in.
And paying attention to it, like never not seeing the little things. Like, yo, I see you doing your thing over there. And like I said, to me, those little things means the world because we're there to, appreciate their special talents.
Yes. So next one is emotional.
Ooh.
People with emotional love style feel loved when their partner is able to connect with them and support them through tough emotions. While on some level it's about spending quality time together, the emotional love style is specifically focused on emotional as opposed to physical connection. This types feel love when they receive caring support during emotionally challenging or vulnerable times.
This is deep.
So
here.
that it's important that you,
Oh my gosh.
because you think about it, connecting to something you said before, having that understanding that men have feelings, men
Mm-hmm.
have emotions, and you know what? There are times when I need it. I remember there was a time when I, coming off of having COVID, and I started having anxiety attacks because during COVID, I had the COVID brain, and I couldn't think, I couldn't function the same way, and I started worrying about my ability to provide for my family. Because my brain is what keeps me going. And if I don't have that, if I can't think, if I can't move, if I can't make decisions, I can't be a leader. And that's what I do. So how am I going to pay the mortgage? How am I going to do it? And all these things started to come into my mind, and I started to break down. And
Mm.
my wife saw it, and she just dropped what she was doing and came and gave me a hug and held me and just said, "It's going to be okay." And that at that point in time, I just needed that emotional connection. I was going through, and she recognized it. She didn't make fun of it. She didn't put me down. She didn't like suck it up, you punk. Like none of that came out. It was more
I
of,
had to learn that part though.
yeah, it was like, I need to be here to mostly support my husband, and I'm forever grateful. Or I take another time where we had an argument, and she recognized that the argument wasn't normal.
Mhm.
And when we were talking to the therapist about it, she said something to me that made me fall in love with her all over again, because she said, I recognize that Jason was dealing with stress. Again, this is coming off of the COVID time. So this is right after I had gone back to work. And now all the pressure of work is on me because I've been gone for about a month, really not being functional in that time. So now everything is, bouldering up on top of me and rolling on top of me. And I'm feeling like, what am I going to do?
But he wasn't
But I
recognizing that
wasn't
he
recognizing I
wasn't
was
under
stressed, because I
stress.
always say I'm not stressed, but I was, and she recognized it. My wife recognized it, and that to me, I was like, that's that statement when people say, "You know me better than I know myself." Like, I felt it in real life.
And when he came at me, I was like, okay, you know what? I know this is not Jason. I know this is not him. So there's something else going on. And I had to realize that and I'm gonna tell you, when I noticed it, I wrote it down. I said, because we need to go I'll see our therapist. So I wrote it down because it got a little heated. And I was like, okay, we need some intervention here. We were doing well. We needed this. And when I went to talk to our therapist, the first thing I said was, I know this is not him. Jason is stressed. And that's where that emotional connection comes in and plays an important factor in
Yep.
your marriage. Because these are the times where you have to know what's going on in the head of your spouse, where we have to give each other grace and understanding and the benefit of the doubt. And I knew that this wasn't coming from a place of me, it was coming from a place of him being stressed. And when I saw his face, I think he teared up a little bit, like
Yeah, I did. I definitely did.
because I didn't want to believe there was no way that this was coming from a place of malice. No, because we had come so far, we have done so much, and we couldn't let this. So I would say my emotion. There were a couple of things that Jason had been there for me emotionally, especially when my mom passed. When I tell you he was there, like he sat at the hospital with her. He was there. And even though I did not outwardly show my emotions because I had to deal with the other things, make sure she was put to rest, decent and everything was safe. He knew that there was an emotional piece to me that I just hadn't even really like divulged. And he would come, give me this hug. He said, I know, I'm here. Whenever you ready, whenever you need it, I'm here. And with my job, my last job. I mean, talking about an emotional roller coaster. I mean, I was going through the ringer at this job. Like it was affecting me emotionally. It was affecting me physically. It was affecting me like I couldn't sleep. And again, he was like, I'm here whenever you ready to ditch this job and find something else. And I'm like, no, 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 I can't like. But again, it goes back to that emotional connection and being able to say, I hear you, I see you, and I'm here.
Yep.
Ooh, financial. Ooh, I got something. So let's talk about this. People with the financial love style feel loved and valued when their partner shows generosity with finances in order to bring them joy. Treats and surprises are certainly part of this love style, but it's not limited to receiving gifts. Rather, it describes a larger desire for a partner who is willing to use their financial resources in a variety of ways to help and delight their significant other. Let me tell you, I had dinner with a couple of Jason's um, colleagues, and for a long time, it always been the financial burden seemed like it was on me. I had to make sure the bills were paid, the rent was paid. We didn't get put out in the street. And that's stressful enough, to always have to make sure that everything is taken care of. You know, now I didn't my first relationship wasn't like that. It was given to me on a silver platter. I always wanted to be, and I'm not ashamed to say this, a kept woman. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Let the man.
Funny, I'm trying to be a kept man.
Oh, would you stop it? Let the man do what he's supposed to do. Again, the stereotypical thing. And I just said, I'm gonna take care of the kids. Now, for the first 3-4 years of my daughter's life, I had the privilege of doing that. My daughter's father was amazing. Like, he took care of me. He paid the bills. I didn't have to worry about it. So I love the taste of that. But then I went into my first real marriage, and man, was it the total opposite. I always had to worry about, was the bills going to get paid? How are we going to get by? Why I got to worry about this? And it became such a stressful situation. I think that really made me the most independent woman I could ever think of being. I had to make sure it was always taken care of. And then I didn't know how to let go. And then I got resentful. And then it just spiraled out of control. Now, fast forward, we're going to my second marriage. I thought I was going to see that again. I had to think different, And when I tell you my husband, let me tell you, my husband stepped up and stepped out. We went to dinner one night, and we generally, split the bills. He has been the sole person that worries about the bills, make sure they get paid, finally off my plate. And I felt this sense of relief. Now, I wouldn't say in the first maybe year, I was a little like skeptical. I was a little worried, is he gonna do this? But here we are, 3 years, 4 years into it, and he is still doing his thing. So we're at dinner, and he says, yeah, we were talking about the electric bill and how it just keeps going up, and why it keeps going up and all this stuff. And Jason said, yeah, ours went up, but you know what? I had to think about, and I was like, wait, electric bill went up? Well, he didn't say anything to me. I was sitting up there grinning from ear to ear. I said, my man took care of that. And that's what the financial piece for me was, that he stepped up and stepped out and didn't say, yo, bill went up. I need your portion. We need to raise your portion. And I love that, because now I know for certain 100% that he got this. We got this. But I don't have to worry about it. So I sit back and say, did my check come in there? You got my portion? All right, we good, right?
But that financial piece, is key. Like, even for, feeling that you are able to provide in a way that doesn't have to be, taking care of everything, but it just needs to be like, you're able to do. It does feel nice when you're able to get a little something, buy a little something, when we're at the store and you're like, you got this?
I know,
yeah,
right?
Just put it all together. Like,
I be giggling like a little
just put it all together. It's nothing. And it's nothing major. We're talking about a couple of bucks.
Right.
But it's like, it's just there. And being able to say that, to each other, because we got it and we got each other. So I think that's the key. The next one is intellectual. So people with intellectual love style like to connect through the mind. They feel love when their partner values their intelligence, respects their opinion, and takes part in thoughtful discussion of important issues. While intellectual love style includes a desire to spend quality time together, it focuses more specifically on the meeting of the minds and valuing each other's intelligence. This is a big one. This is a big one for me. I think I said it in one of our podcasts. I went on a date, and I was happy to end that date because intellectually we just did not connect. at all. And that's important to me. I mean, you don't got to be a rocket scientist, but you do. I mean, we got to be able to hold a conversation. We got to be able to talk intelligibly about topics that are going on. I got to be able to come to you and share and ask you for advice and ask you for help or just ask your opinion, or we talk about a movie, or we talk about a book, or we talk about an article, or we talk about what's going on in society right now and what it means. And it's okay to have a difference of opinion. You know, we often have a different we have a different view because we're different people, you know, but we make our point, we're respectful with each other with it. But having that conversation and saying like why I feel this way and why you feel this way. And just coming there, and there's no hard feelings. You just
respect each other's
opinion. Yeah, it's just like, okay, I hear you and I see you, and I can understand where you're coming from with that. And that makes sense, you know, because from your life experience, from your lived experience, this is where you're coming with it, you know, and that's okay. But being able to do that is important.
And I think the other part of the intellectual part is when we value, like, what got me with my husband was he was smart. I love this, like, his mind is like smart. I love that. And I also love that he comes to me and say, "Babe, can you look this over for me and give me your opinion?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah, okay." I love that. Like, I love that. And to look at my perspective of it and then his perspective of it and agree to disagree if we need to.
Yeah, there
right?
you go.
You know? So I'm gonna let you do the physical one because that's more up your line too.
All right, physical. People with the physical love style feel cared for and supported when they are being touched and held by their partner. They love the sensate experience of physical intimacy. This is not just a code word for sex. I repeat, this is not just a code word for sex.
I know why he's saying that, but go ahead.
Rather, it includes everything from erotic touch to hugs, hand holding, foot rubs, snuggles, and quick morning kisses.
So he emphasized so it took me some time, and I'm not gonna say I'm completely 100%, but it took me some time. Like every time you touch me, I think you want sex. I'm like, yo, no, that's not what I'm here for. And I had to realize it wasn't that. It was just my husband just likes touch. You know, he's a touchy feeling person. I'm getting there slowly but surely. But, you know, my first thought was, oh my God, you want to have sex. You know, and he's like, no, can I just ask for a hug? I'm like, you sure that's all you want is just a hug?
Always.
I know there's something behind
that. Ain't just a hug. I mean, if I catch a rub in the hug, it's okay. It's just a rub. Just a rub and a hug. That's all it is. You know?
It's and rub in those particular places. Hey. But go ahead.
I mean, they're there and they're so nice. Just,
you know, would you stop?
But you know, I again that physical touch, that you know, that feeling is just it's good. And sometimes just like you said, just a kiss or a hug or just needing that. You know, like think about going back to that time when I was feeling like my wife gave me that hug. She knew, and then there's times where I'll come and she'll say, "You know what? I just really need a hug right now." Mm-hmm. You know, and that's sometimes you need that physical touch. You know, I don't leave the house without kissing her. You know, we have a rule like you got to kiss before we leave the house, but you just never know what could happen on the outside world. So
that's why we make up our bed so well every morning.
Yep,
no, I'm just kidding.
Look, the other thing, you don't know who's going to come in afterwards.
Exactly.
You be like, what happened? You know, we watch enough of those crime shows. They be like, look at this place. That's the first thing I'm thinking about when I see the rooms. I'm like, man, that place was disgusting. You know, like, I don't want people to walk in. I'm not even here. Why do I care? But still bothers me. You can't walk into my house and be like, oh my God. You're like, I'm gonna walk in. This is a nice place they had. You know, like crazy. But, you know, it's that physical touch is very important. And I want, you know, like, it's there. And if that's the part of your love style, then respect it and understand it.
And then, you know, it also goes back to that intimacy piece you talked about. Like, the touch is just how that piece of intimacy works for us. So as you can see, all of these kind of tie into each other really well. So I'm going to go into the last one, which is me, a lot of me here, and that's practical. People with the practical love style feel special and valued when their partner takes care of the chores, pitches in with the household, and offers practical everyday help to lighten the load. Rather than just helping out with the chores, the practical love style is about going above and beyond with practical help and doing things that are unexpected and specifically for the benefit of your partner. And you know, again, like I love the fact that my husband can cook and we could cook together. You know, and when he said, guess what I did today? I fixed that chair. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Or, you know what? I'll come out and say, you want me to help you rake these leaves? When I'm not a garden person, I don't want to be doing
And
that.
that was the best day of my life. I was like, what? Let me get you the good rake.
Yes, I did get
You
the
need
good
gloves?
rake.
You need gloves? What you need? What you need, girl?
And I knew that made him, and again, it goes back to us being out there together doing this
And
work.
we met a new neighbor doing it too.
We did.
He came up and shamed us because we were shaming him basically by doing it. That adult peer pressure. You see somebody else raking leaves or cutting the grass, you're like, darn, I need to get out there and do the same thing, But we got to meet our neighbor and we were doing something together, which was great. And it was early morning and it was perfect. I tell you, that meant the world to me. Just a little, it's the little things, Monica always talks about, like, she notices that her tea mug is sitting in the Keurig clean and ready for
me.
Because I know she's going to need it. So I'm like, why not? Or like I said, we fill up each other's water bottles, because it's important that you're going to drink it and it's empty. Just fill it up. It's those little things. Moving stuff back or putting them back. You know what? Like, if I'm the last one in the family room and I'm watching TV, like, I know she's going to be watching it the next day. So, like, I'll move the remotes over by her side so that she didn't have to, reach for them. And again, it's just, I think it's these little things that we do for each other. Because she does it to me, too. Like, I'll come in and the remote's today, I'm like, oh, she knew that because I was going to get up early or be later. Like, those things, it's the thoughtfulness. And that's what it's about. It's like, it's a thoughtfulness that counts. If you go away from the table and we're at a restaurant and they come back and your drink is already there or everything, like, that's it. You didn't get the drink. You know what I'm saying? The waitress did or the waiter did, but you knew enough to ask and know that, hey, I know what she wants. And I know this is important to my wife because in her past relationship, her ex kept ordering her water with lemon in it, even though she don't like lemon. And so like it was always a problem. And I think the first time we went out and I was like, I want water. They asked, what would you like to drink? I said, water with lemon and water without lemon for her.
I was like, yo.
The biggest smile on her face came about. And I was like, wow, I just got your water.
It's the little
understand
things like that.
It's the love style.
Exactly. To remember that little, it's some people like, oh, that's not a big deal. Take the lemon out. But it is a big deal because that's not what I like. And I try, like, I know if I see one apple sitting in the bin, I'm like, oh, I got to get some apples. I grab some apples and then they got some new apples sitting out there because I know that's what he likes.
When your love style is being met in your relationships, you feel loved, desired, and secured. And if it's not, then you feel insecure. You feel like rejected. You feel separate. You feel like you're not speaking the same language. And it's like,
that's true.
And in reality, you're not. So it's important that you definitely speak each other's language, understand, and take what we're saying and practice it and think about it for your own marriage.
And then keep in mind, yours is not going to look like us.
Yeah.
Everyone else's looks different.
And doesn't mean one is better than the other one.
Exactly.
We all have traits from them all. You just take them, but understand them.
But also remember, it goes back to communication, which I think is our next topic, I think. Oh, yes. This is going to fall right into our next one. So, we want to say this. We want to say thank you for listening. We appreciate you. Please subscribe to our podcast. And if you like us, hit us up, like us on Facebook. Shout us on Instagram.
You can send us an email too at herrockhispeace@gmail.com.
And if you have any questions, please put them out there. You can put them on. We put them on Facebook. Add questions,
email, Instagram, wherever you want. Just hit us up.
We are open book. Don't get all. Well, anyway, I won't go there. But come on, interact with us. We really would appreciate it. And you know this, okay? And so our next topic is going to be communication. Man, we sucked at this. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
We did.
We sucked at this shit.
We're working on it.
We're still working on it.
We're much better than we were.
So until next week, don't forget to tell your spouse, I love you. And know that you're my rock.
You're my peace.
And you know what, people? We'll talk to you guys. Peace.
Later.